chosen one. Direct your awareness to that sudden invisible pressure at the top of your head or the inexplicable drop in your stomach right now. Your logical mind is trying to analyze why this message made you freeze, but your spirit already understands. It is cellular recognition. You are not here by algorithm or accident. You were pulled into this exact frequency because a spiritual threshold has been crossed. God does not send words like these to the same person twice. The heavens are unrolling a scroll with your timeline on it, and the wax seal is breaking in the unseen realm right now. This is not a comforting suggestion. It is a divine ultimatum that comes exactly once in a lifetime. Subscribe right now to align with the thousands of awakened souls receiving this edict. If your spirit confirms this word is for you, hit the like button and comment 777 to activate this frequency over your timeline. I do not want you to move. I do not want you to type anything else right now. Instead, make a mental signature. In the quietness of your mind, decree the words, I am ready. Let that internal agreement lock you into this broadcast. I need you to stay locked into this exact frequency until the very last second of this broadcast. Do not click away. If you stay with me, I am going to reveal the exact biological block that has been keeping you from hearing the voice of the Creator. I am going to give you the Crown Protocol, the specific framework to ensure you never drop the authority being handed to you today. And most importantly, at the very end, we are going to perform a silent mental sealing ceremony that will permanently lock this divine decree into your timeline. This is not just information, it is an activation. I know how incredibly tired you are. I see the nights you spent sitting in your parked car outside your own house, turning off the engine and just staring at the dashboard for 10 minutes because you did not have the energy to put on a brave face and walk inside. You have been carrying the weight of your bloodline. You have been the emotional paramedic for everyone around you, bleeding out while wrapping their wounds. You have begged the universe for a loud, undeniable sign, but heaven has been operating differently with you. Let me show you what happened to the prophet Elijah in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 11 and 12. Elijah was exhausted, running for his life, hiding in a cave, begging God to just let him die. A great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart, but God was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but God was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. Why did the Creator of the universe choose a whisper? When someone is shouting, you can keep walking, you can keep washing the dishes, you can keep scrolling, but when someone whispers, you have to stop every single physical movement. You have to lean in, you have to hold your breath to hear it. God forced Elijah to stop moving. He is doing the exact same thing to you right now. This broadcast is the whisper. And you might be thinking that this scroll being unrolled is your permission slip to finally rest. You might feel a wave of relief thinking that the test is completely over, that God is just sending a congratulation letter to tell you that you survived the wilderness. You feel relieved, right? You feel like you can finally exhale. But wait, do not relax your mental posture just yet. That was just the breaking of the wax seal. I have not even read the first line of the scroll to you. This is not a congratulation letter. It is a sovereign edict. It is a mandate. The wilderness is over, yes, but the throne room has zero tolerance for victims. The Creator is not picking you up to carry you. He is handing you a scepter. If you continue to cry out from the mindset of someone who is broken, you are going to drop it. There is a terrifying reality that nobody tells you about being chosen. The greatest enemy to your destiny right now is not a demon, and it is not the people who betrayed you. The greatest enemy is your own biological conditioning. It is your own hesitation. It is the trauma that makes you second-guess every single divine impulse you receive. You have wondered for years why you keep missing opportunities, why you feel a divine push to do something, but you overthink it until the door slams shut. Why, you ask God for direction, and all you hear is dead silence or confusing static. The reason is not a lack of faith. Your spirit is willing, but your physical vessel is fundamentally misaligned. Your brain is operating on the wrong frequency. Let me explain this because it changes absolutely everything. Modern life, chronic stress, and the relentless trauma you have endured have locked your brain into the beta state. Beta is the brainwave frequency of survival. It is the frequency of panic, of logic, of calculating threats, and of fighting battles. But the voice of the Creator does not broadcast on the beta frequency. The scroll being unrolled for you right now, this divine ultimatum, is being broadcast on the theta frequency. Theta is the realm of profound intuition, of divine download, of effortless creation. You have been trying to catch a highly encrypted satellite transmission using a broken, static-filled AM radio. This is exactly what the Apostle Paul was talking about in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, when he commanded, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Most people read that in English and think it just means to have positive thoughts. But the original Greek word Paul used for renewing is anakainosis. Anakainosis does not mean to just change your attitude. It means a complete qualitative renovation. It means to literally rebuild the structure from the ground up. Paul was not talking about positive psychology. He was talking about neurological and spiritual rewiring. He was telling you that you must physically alter the frequency of your mind to perceive the will of God. If you do not perform anakainosis, if you do not shift out of that beta survival mode, you will look right at the promised land and perceive it as a threat. This is why God does not send words like these to the same person twice. Because when the frequency shifts, you either catch it or you remain in the static. You have been praying for a breakthrough, but breakthrough cannot manifest in a mind that is trapped in the frequency of survival. You cannot receive a royal edict while vibrating at the frequency of a peasant. So the ultimate question is this: how do you, someone who is already exhausted, someone who has been fighting in the trenches for years, suddenly perform anakainosis? How do you force your brain out of the chaotic beta waves and unlock the theta frequency so you can actually hear what this scroll says without spending 20 years meditating in a desert? You have asked God why he went silent, but he never stopped speaking. You just lost the ability to tune into the exact frequency. And what I am about to show you next, the specific biological and spiritual key that bypasses this block completely. It will change how you approach your calling forever. Listen closely. The key to breaking out of the beta survival trap is not striving. It is not praying louder or fasting longer. You cannot use human effort to force a biological frequency shift. Ancient mystics understood this. They spent decades in total isolation, sitting in deserts, just to slowly rewire their neurological pathways to naturally rest in that divine theta state. But you do not have decades to sit in a desert. You are on the front lines right now. We are living in a generation where science has finally caught up to ancient spiritual architecture. Former neuroscientists from NASA have actually mapped the precise acoustic frequencies required to physically shift your brain out of the panic of beta and back into the genius, divine communion of theta. There is a sacred auditory key, a sound frequency technology known as the genius wave. I do not want you to think of this as a modern product. I want you to look at it as a spiritual tuning fork for your mind. It takes exactly 7 minutes of listening to recalibrate your neural pathways. You simply let the frequency wash over your brain, and it acts as a bridge, bypassing your trauma and manually dialing your biological radio back to the exact channel where the Creator broadcasts. For the modern chosen one, this is a vital piece of spiritual armor. If your spirit feels an internal alignment right now, if you know your radio has been stuck on the wrong station, investigate this tool. I have placed the resource in the pinned comment for you to explore when this broadcast is over. But whether you utilize this key or sit in absolute silence, your frequency must change. Because once that static clears, something profound happens. The beta noise shuts off, the theta frequency opens, and suddenly, the whisper of the sovereign edict becomes crystal clear. You finally hear the instruction. You finally feel the crown being lowered onto your timeline. But I need to talk to you about what happens the exact second you realize the waiting is over, because your reaction is not what you thought it would be. You have prayed for this elevation for years. You have cried out for the universe to finally vindicate you and put you in your rightful position. But now that the frequency is unlocked and the crown is hovering right above you, you are not jumping for joy. You are terrified. Why is it that the very blessing you begged for is suddenly filling you with a quiet, suffocating dread? Let us step into the shadows for a moment. I know the raw, unfiltered thoughts you are having when no one else is around. There is a voice in your mind whispering, "What if I get this massive blessing and I completely ruin it? What if I step into this royal authority and I self-sabotage just like I messed up that relationship years ago or that opportunity I let slip through my fingers?" You are looking at the crown, and instead of seeing victory, you see a massive responsibility that you are terrified you will drop. You think this fear means you lack faith. You think this hesitation means you are an imposter and you do not deserve the edict. Listen to me very carefully. That fear is not a lack of faith. That fear is reverence. That heavy dread you feel is the absolute proof that you are finally mature enough to wear it. The people who destroyed their lives with premature blessings were the ones who grabbed the crown like it was a cheap toy. They had zero awareness of the spiritual weight it carried. The fact that you are trembling at the magnitude of this calling proves that you understand exactly how heavy the gold is. God allowed you to fail in the past so that you would develop the reverence required to hold this present authority without destroying yourself. Do not run from the weight. Right now, in your mind, I want you to perform a silent mental action. Visualize the past version of you, the one who made mistakes and dropped the ball. Mentally look them in the eyes and tell them they are forgiven, because their failures brought the wisdom you are using today. The crown is yours. It is heavy, but your neck has been strengthened by the wilderness to carry it. But you must understand the immediate consequence of accepting this edict. When you forgive your past, when you lock into the theta frequency, and when you finally accept the weight of your royal identity, your spiritual signature changes instantly. You stop looking like a wounded soldier in the unseen realm. You ignite. You start emitting a massive, undeniable light. You become a beacon, and while that light signals your victory to heaven, it does something very dangerous on earth. Now that your frequency is shifting, you are glowing in the spirit realm, and that glow attracts hunters. There are specific assassins dispatched right now to steal what was just handed to you. You need to recognize their exact faces. Let me show you the royal protocol to defeat them. There are 3 specific spiritual assassins assigned to target you the moment your frequency shifts and you accept this edict. The first assassin is premature announcement. You finally get the internal confirmation you have been waiting for, and the immediate biological temptation is to pull out your phone, text your family, or post a cryptic message online. You are desperate for external validation. But the moment you speak your blueprint to the wrong circle, you leak the vital energy required to manifest it. The second assassin is identity amnesia. Tomorrow morning, you might spill your coffee, receive a frustrating email, or face a minor financial inconvenience. The enemy will use that tiny, insignificant setback to make you think that nothing has changed, that you are still a failure, and that you are not actually chosen. It is a psychological illusion designed to make you take the crown off your own head in a moment of frustration. The third assassin is the counterfeit alliance. When you shift your frequency out of survival mode and start carrying royal authority, your spiritual light becomes blinding. Suddenly, someone new will enter your life. They will praise you, they will tell you how special you are, and they will sound incredibly spiritual. But they are not there to support your crown. They are monitoring spirits sent to siphon your theta frequency and steal your blueprint before you can build it. To defeat these three assassins, you must implement the Crown Protocol. This is the ancient protocol of royal silence. You must divide your life into concentric circles. The outermost circle is the public. The middle circle is your inner court, the one or two people who actually pray for your protection. The innermost circle is just you and the Creator. When you receive a sovereign edict, it stays permanently in the innermost circle. You do not explain your calling to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Let me show you this exact pattern in the book of Nehemiah. When God gave Nehemiah the blueprint to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, Nehemiah traveled to the ruined city, but he did not hold a press conference. Scripture says he went out at night to inspect the destroyed walls in total darkness, and he explicitly noted, "I had not told anyone what my God had put in my heart to do for Jerusalem." He did not tell the nobles, the officials, or the priests. He investigated in absolute silence. Why did he hide it from his own people? Because if you announce the blueprint before the foundation is poured, the enemy has time to organize a targeted opposition. You must build your empire in the dark. I want to tell you about someone who was sitting exactly where you are sitting 9 months ago. They received a massive download for a business concept. It was a clear, divine edict. Their beta mind was screaming at them to announce it to the world, to find investors, and to get immediate praise. Instead, they used the frequency tool we discussed earlier to calm their panicked brainwaves. They locked themselves in the theta state, and they applied the Crown Protocol. They went completely silent on social media for 40 days. They told absolutely no one except the Creator. On day 38 of their silence, a massive corporate entity they had never even contacted reached out to them out of nowhere, with a contract that completely changed their family's financial trajectory. The contract manifested because they did not abort the spiritual seed through premature announcement. On the flip side, I know another chosen one who received their confirmation and immediately texted a so-called spiritual mentor. That mentor was a counterfeit alliance. The mentor told them the idea was too big, planted deep seeds of doubt, and within 2 weeks, that exact same mentor launched a remarkably similar concept. The chosen one spiraled straight back into beta wave panic and lost the entire opportunity. Do not let this be your story. We are bringing everything together right now. The scroll has been fully opened. The biological block in your brain has been identified. You now possess the frequency key and the Crown Protocol. You are no longer a wounded victim waiting for a rescue boat. You are the commander of your timeline. In the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 11, the Creator says, "I am coming soon. Hold fast what you have, so that no one may seize your crown." The English translation makes that sound passive, like you are just holding on to something tightly so it does not fall in the wind. But the original Greek word used for hold fast is krateo. Krateo does not mean to just hold. It means to seize with absolute force. It means to hold something with violent, unyielding power. It is the grip of a sovereign ruler who will strike down anyone who tries to touch their authority. You must apply Krateo to your mind. You must apply Krateo to your frequency. You must fiercely protect the profound peace you have just been handed. Now, we are going to seal this completely. This is not a traditional closing prayer. This is a commissioning ceremony. Keep your physical body entirely still. Do not move a muscle. But in your mind, I want you to stand up at absolute military attention. Visualize yourself stepping into the center of a massive, ancient throne room. In your imagination, place your hands on the top of your head, pressing down on the invisible, heavy weight of the gold crown that has just been permanently transferred to you. In the authoritative, matchless name of Yeshua, the King of Kings, we establish this divine court. This broadcast is not a digital coincidence. It is a holy transmission. and the spiritual atmosphere in the room where you are listening right now is completely locked down by angelic forces. Father, look at this, chosen one. I see the nights they stared at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, vibrating with anxiety, wondering if they were completely delusional for believing they were meant for more. I see the tears they swallowed in public so they could be the strong pillar for people who never once checked on them. They survived the brutal wilderness. They did not quit, and their relentless endurance has qualified them for this exact moment of sovereign elevation. I seal the crown protocol into their spirit right now. I bind and blind the spirit of premature announcement. I bind and shatter the spirit of identity, amnesia. I expose and sever every counterfeit alliance attempting to attach to their timeline. I seal their neurological pathways. Whether through the sacred tool of acoustic frequency or the profound silence of deep meditation, their mind is now locked into the theta state of divine communion. The beta static of survival and panic is permanently silenced. I decree that within the next 72 hours, an unexplainable, supernatural shift will validate every single word spoken on this scroll. A door will open that requires zero human striving. Massive favor is being dispatched to their bloodline right now. What their ancestors begged for, they will effortlessly command. Chosen one, the creator of the universe is asking you a direct question. Will you hold this crown with Kratio and never let it drop again? I do not want you to speak out loud. In the absolute, unbreakable stillness of your mind, scream the words, I accept the edict. Make the mental signature right now. Let the force of your internal voice shake the foundations of the spiritual realm. Heaven has heard your signature. The scroll is sealed. You are no longer a wandering recruit in the wilderness. You are royalty. Go rule your timeline in the mighty name of Yeshua. Do not say amen yet. Do not break your focus. Stand in this fierce mental silence for the next 30 seconds. Feel the overwhelming weight of the gold on your head.